Tere!
Tere!
Hi everybody, in this video we're gonna share with you 5 things that are incredible about living in the Nordic countries.
Nordic countries, yeah, Nordic countries are amazing, amazing to spend the winter. Now, for me, heat efficiency, very important.
Yeah, so that's actually the main thing. After traveling around and staying in different countries, we think from the experience that the more north you go, the more equipped they are for winter. So like heating, logs, we have a ton here.
Yeah, you probably saw them. You can see at the back in there.
Yeah, so the houses are insulated properly, the roads are cleaned, de-iced. Yeah, there's a whole system, and the government works with the people to make sure that everything functions in the winter.
And it does function, 100%. Yeah. It's incredible, huh?
Yeah, even comparing to Scotland, they're not used to snow, and there's no snow machines, there's no snow cleaning machines, schools closed, roads closures. So, yeah, the more north you go, the more equipped they are for winter.
The more equipped they are for winter. Mm-hmm. One thing that I love, as I said, heat efficiency. I mean, in these Nordic countries, they do know how to build their houses, man.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible. What fascinates me is the fact that they build a half-a-meter wall of brick or rocks, and then from there they start building wood, and it's just insane.
Yeah, I think we've stayed in Sweden last winter, and we were just so impressed with how much thought and logic was put into each kind of build. And we talked about the heating and efficiency of the house and insulation and things like that. In the south, a lot of houses when we stayed in Italy don't even have central heating, and it gets really cold, especially at night. So that was one of the things we thought, okay, December is going to be nasty.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't believe that the south of Italy gets cold. Yeah, it gets really cold. Now you mentioned about the roads and things like that. I'm telling you, yes, it's winter. I know I shouldn't be on my bike, but on my motorbike, but I went out last week and it was insane. The roads are unbelievable. It was too cold though, but the roads are unbelievable. The way they keep the roads in here is the same as they do in Sweden. It's really clean. They really take seriously the maintenance, and it's just, I love it.
It's funny actually, so many people always say, like, you guys are so crazy, like, why would you go from one extreme to another? And that's actually probably one of our, other main things why we choose to go north for winter, is to experience the weather, the cold, the fresh air, the snow, the rain, whatever, wear all the layers. And
the culture. Yeah. I mean, wear all the layers.
Yeah, I think it's important even for kids as well. It's nice and dandy to be always warm and dry or whatever, but you can't escape the weather. We need to be exposed to all the things, especially kids as well. And they look so cute, all.
Yes, they do. For example, something silly, something really small is that in Italy, Kai was struggling a little bit to sleep outside, but here the guy sleeps like a brick.
Yeah, he can sleep for 2 hours at night, to nap. We mean, he doesn't sleep at night.
Yeah, exactly.
He naps in his pram outside, and he loves it. The air is so fresh, and there's less humidity, less flies bothering him. So yeah,
exactly. I mean, what other perks? I mean, we see in living, outside the cities in Nordic countries, is the fact that we could use, to the full extent what we have around. For example, we go fishing. I do my log chopping.
Yeah, it's just like you do feel like you feel more wintry and you feel more cozy. When you get back inside. So it's not just like a long autumn, it's just a different kind of vibe, and everybody feels festive towards like the end of November, December, it's usually. What about Christmas markets in the north, in the Nordic countries?
Yeah, the Christmas markets in the Nordic countries are amazing. I mean,
yeah, the more north you go, the more kind of festive and exciting it is. For example, we're close to Finland and Lapland, aren't we, in Estonia? So let's get that in the plans.
Santa's land.
Santa land. But yeah, the Christmas markets, you know, all things festive, and it's just like a different whole vibe altogether in the winter.
Exactly.
So why run away from it? Why?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I understand there are people that don't like the cold and things like that, but believe me, you only be cold for a little bit outside. Inside, any place that you go in here,
yeah,
it is roasting.
It's roasting. Everything's insulated and heated. I think they still run that in some parts of Estonia as well. For example, like they do in Russia, they have heat for all.
Heat for all, yeah,
scheme. For all scheme, yeah. So that still goes. I don't know about now, so don't quote me.
Yeah.
But in Estonia, they still do that in some flats. For example, they turn on the heating for the entire building, and all the flats and apartments are heated equally. Obviously, everybody still pays, but you know, there's no one like lacking heat or freezing.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Oh, you get a cold now again as well.
Actually, I got this cold in Italy, I got this cold in Italy, and I just dragged it up here.
Yeah. You have to wear a hat. But no, it's just a whole different thing. We love it because, you know, why run away from something you need in your life? You need all 4 seasons, and you know, the more north you go, the better it is, I think.
Yeah, and believe me, we are impatiently waiting for some big snow.
Yeah, we're all prepared. We have some chains for our tires, and yeah, we're good for snow. We have skis on our pram even.
Yeah. One of the things. What else? Well, what about this?
Yeah, the woods.
What about the woods in there? You can see so much in there. It's crazy. And look what we have right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah.
A little pond with fish, which we can.
It's a little pond with fish that the kids always go and try to fish something in there. At least Sasha does with Leon.
I would say one more thing that kind of entices us to go north in the winter is probably off-season kind of pricing for short-term rentals.
That's actually very important. You know, you guys, there's a lot of ways you can find amazing places at an affordable price, let's say, depending on the season and depending on the location. But she's the expert on that.
Well, I'll do all the searching and then
the negotiation.
So, for example, a lot of places, and like if you're in the woods or something like that, you know, some of these places might get booked out for Christmas and New Year, but it's literally a couple of days here and there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if it's a long-term, you know, stay like our family is, then you know you're in good kind of, you know, hands to talk to the host or to the owner about staying longer. So they kind of rule out the Christmas and New Year and give you the whole place, which is great. And Austria was another place that we found was awesome looking, and we would love to go back. But
amazing.
A lot of skiing going on there in the winter, so not the best place to look for winter retreats.
Exactly.
In the winter.
Yeah, and the thing is that the prices over this season are crazy in places like Vienna. You know, so I would say
somewhere unusual, like we are in just now in Estonia, and it's such a beautiful country. I was born here and grew up here until I was a teenager, so we'll talk about it more. We'll visit the place that I actually grew up in. But it's so laid back, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of you know, encounter feelings for this one here. Yeah. But it's very interesting to see how the people here, the culture, the people, how do they you know, how do they react to each other, how do they behave and things like that. I would say they're really reserved. Yeah,
they're really reserved, but they're not like, oh, don't talk to me and I won't talk to you. They're actually really, you know, they're chatty, they're helpful, probably even more than Swedish if I had to compare.
Way more.
Yeah, so they're so cool and chilled. So, and that's actually really surprising for me after, you know, not living here for 22 years.
22
years, and it used to be so different. It wasn't like that long since the Soviet Union breakup and all the stuff, so there's still been some kind of raw feelings and establishments going on, obviously. But now it just like is so good. Like everyone just lives well and civilly, and it's just,
I think it's just that they're all adapted already. I mean, bear in mind, guys, I mean, there are mainly two cultures living together here.
Yeah.
We got the Russians, we got the Estonian, and it's normal for them to have some friction due to the history of the place.
Of course, and it's not easy, and I must admit, they do it so well, and it's like hats off to the two nations, because it's not an easy thing to do.
Absolutely.
But there's just complete civility here and peace.
Yeah, and the food is good.
Food is good, and it's cheap.
And it's cheaper than in Italy, yeah?
Cheaper than in Italy, and food is really good. So loads to share. We're loving it, and it's the best place to stay in the winter.
Yes, now stay tuned and
subscribe.
Click the button right there.
More coming from here.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for watching.
Ciao.